Hello and welcome back to Shine Like a Diamond. And today, as we said, we are talking about dyslexia and how it impacts people. And there's something we keep saying in all our videos, which is what is neurodivergent condition look like? What does it look like to you? Because it doesn't look like anything. Stop looking for what it looks like. Do not look at people and think, well, they're supposed to be this, they're supposed to miss an eye, an ear, or a leg. It doesn't look like that. It can be hidden, and that's why they're called hidden disabilities, because everyone is normal. They're just abled differently. So the way Lindsay here processes life, the way I process life, the way someone else processes life is totally different. Whether you have neurodivergent condition or you don't, everybody have got strong suits, and all we need to do is focus on that. Focus on the ability, on what the strong suits of someone is, not the weaknesses, because there's no one person out there who can say they're perfect in all ways. We all have weaknesses. So we're going to get back into these subjects and let Lindsay continue to educate us and let us know how he got to where he is, having such an amazing career. So Lindsay, tell us more, because you have so much to share and I'm so excited.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about obviously leading within, it's like, I don't say, oh, I'm Lindsay, I've got dyslexia.
Yes.
It's like, I'm Lindsay, I'm a database administrator, and it's all about me and what I can do,
Yeah.
And again, just to me, it's just like, the dyslexia doesn't define me, and it doesn't hold me back.
And it shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. And again, as what was said before, is like if you can get all the tools and the information, you bake your own cake, and the good thing is now today, I mean, it's fantastic because I've used computers to help me to develop, but I've not used them to hold me back. Is to develop and move forward, which is the important bit. And I just feel that sometimes that a lot of people are put into a box, and it is, again, put in a box and they try to fix it, and that doesn't happen. You actually have to get up and fix it yourself. And then develop your own coping mechanisms and to actually move it forward.
We need, I think, as a community, we all need to come around, and as I always say, please let's rally around anyone who seems to be struggling, whether they look like they have a condition or not, because what is your strong suit is not mine. What my strong suit is not yours. But if we all come together, we can all make a difference in the world and have more inclusive world. As you can hear, Lindsay right here happens to work for a big company, and he's always worked for big companies. So the person who gave him employment, it's clear how smart he is. And that is one thing I keep repeating. Stop thinking anyone who has neurodivergent is not smart. They're actually absolutely intelligent. The only thing, as we always say, is when they're good at something, they become good, very good at that subject. So if we were to tap into this, I'm telling you, they could be unstoppable. As you can hear, the amount of knowledge that Lindsay is sharing. If we didn't hear it, I've learned so much. I really have. And every parent you come here, somebody talks and you hear so many things that you didn't know, because it's so easy to kind of think, oh, it's the elephant in the room. But let's tackle it and get in there and understand it more. So Lindsay, after you found at the age of 30, did it impact anywhere in your life, or you just continued to blossom as you already were?
And didn't impact me. You're right. I blossomed because I was actually able to then step back. And then, like I've done with everything else, I actually analyze it and focus, and then work out, how can I make this work for me? How can I improve this, for myself? And I think at that point, then it's like, obviously I've got all this information, but it's like, what do I do with it? And then I started then sort of streamline that information, because at the end of the day, I can't keep all this information in my head.
True.
True. So people start talking about politics, they talk about this, they talk about that, and talk about the other. A lot of the time, I don't even get involved with it, right? Whether that's right or wrong or whatever. Because at the end of the day, politics is interesting. But realistically, at the end of the day, if I'm not going to go down to Parliament and stand up and talk and I'm not going to make any difference. All I do is I make a vote. That's my input. Right. So I don't need, I haven't got an opinion on that. I've just basically, it's there. I can't change it. Everybody else is trying to change it.
Yes.
There's no point having, excuse me, having a view on that. So there's certain bits of information I'm not interested in, because I just can't retain all that information. However, from a computer's database perspective, I've actually, I need to know everything about that. And that's why I've got that. That's my skill. And I know I've just picked on a point there when you're saying that people have to come together. And I think, and you're saying I've worked for these big companies. And what happens is that all these big companies, what they do is they bring together all these different people, all these different skills. To provide a service. And realistically, this is what we have to do again, is to look for people, in the community who are struggling and give them the I suppose the tools in order for them to have a skill, which then we can bring it all together to develop a service or just something very, very simple.
Which is exactly what you said in the beginning, labels. Because if you go somewhere and you're looking for a job and you say, oh, I am so and so, but I happen to be dyslexia, straight away they shut it down. Because you put a label on it. But if you say my experience is this, then you become Lizzie, the one with that experience. So that's how we should be going with life, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you talk about that, in the early days, where obviously I went through school, finished my school, and then I was done my A levels, because in England you do A levels. You get A levels, and that gives you entry into university. I didn't get the grades I needed for university. Right. So as far as I was concerned, it was like, oh well, you're gonna have to do something else. So I went to a technical college, and I done a course at technical college for 2-3 years, which then gave me the qualifications. Now the difference there was with school. A levels, O levels, all that, you study for X number of years. Then at the end of the year, you take an exam. Everything rides in that 1, 2 or 3 hour exam, whether you pass or fail. Well, I go to technical college. It was basically a lot of modules. So basically 2-3 months at a time, you do these modules, you pass the modules, and eventually at the very end of the 2 years, you don't have an exam, you've passed all these modules. So that's what I've done. And so breaking it down to small chunks allowed me to focus on one little bit at a time, get through, and that was it. I passed that. Then actually at the end of that, I then had enough qualifications to go to university, because that's what you do. That's what society tells you, that, you go to school, go to university, you get a job. And then I was actually offered a job. Right. I'd applied for it. I got a job working for the council. And then I was undecided, which way do I go? Do I take the job or go to university? And I actually spoke to my uncle at the time, and he was a very clever guy. He was the youngest person to get a PhD at Newcastle University.
Nice.
But I asked him, and he says, take the job. Okay, so I took the job, and that's made me taking the job. The experience is more important. But later on, when I was getting to my 30s, early, people are saying, oh, in order to apply for this job, you've got to have a degree. Why have you got to have a degree? Because there's people in computing, right, who've got degrees, but not in computing. It's like, well, the think that because you don't have a degree, it's not, it comes down to intelligence, or you can't study, But I think there's a lot of people I've come across over the years that actually, they don't have degrees, but they have a lot of practical experience in life.
So when you were younger, do you think the amount of support maybe you got then and the amount of support that is today, would you say we are getting more help, or
much
is
so?
It much better?
Definitely, because obviously when I was younger, I didn't know I had dyslexia. And people don't know you've got it. And people don't really know what it is, how to deal with it. But today, we've got the internet, we've got forums like this. We've got all these groups of people. And you're getting a range of I suppose degrees of dyslexia. And then everybody who's got a degree of dyslexia has certain ways that they're doing things that is actually working for them. And everybody then has to take all those ingredients, take all those little bits of everything, and make their own cake, their own whatever you want to call it, in order to move, to develop, and become become somebody.
Yeah, because you're finding today, I think there's so many people being diagnosed a bit later in life, but it doesn't matter what stage of life you get diagnosed. But as Lindsay said here, the moment you find out, it makes it easier for you to cope, because then you know this is how I need to deal with it, and you start finding your way. But as you do that, remember you still have a future. The same way you were going about yesterday, continue with the same journey. Only you understand yourself better, then you don't have all these questions that you're going through your head over and over again. So please, when you have anything that you need to add so that we can continue, because as you can see, Lindsay is oozing knowledge. So please share any questions that you think, because he's covering a lot of things. But if you think there's something maybe he's missing out, get in touch. Remember, you can join us on our TikTok at Shinelikeadiamond.ke, our YouTube, Shinelikeadiamond.initiative, Facebook, Advocating Initiative, and also in Instagram, Shinelikeadiamond.ke. So we are all over the platform. Please don't hesitate to get in touch, and then we get this in question and we keep forwarding them back to people like Lindsay to help us through, because just taking your time out to be here, oh, how amazing. You have no idea how many people you're helping. We are so humbled to have Lindsay here, and he's going to continue sharing a bit more as we continue to have this subject. Thank you very much. See you again soon. Bye-bye.